to Social Studies. I'm Mrs. Hodson. I'll be your Social Studies teacher for this school year. I'm so excited to teach you Social Studies. It's one of my favorite subjects. I think it has so much to offer, and I know that some students really love it and some students do not like it. But that's okay. I'm here to change all of your minds, and you're going to love Social Studies by the time the school year's over. So we're going to do a little slideshow. I will do the slideshow on the video with you, and then the slideshow will also be available for you to go through on your own. So go ahead and buckle in for a fun ride. So, what will we be learning this year? That is an awesome question, Mrs. H. Thanks for asking. So many things we'll be learning. Social Studies has so much to offer, but for 5th grade specifically, we will be learning about government and election, geography, where the 3 worlds meet. There'll be 3 different continents we'll be focusing on specifically. We'll be learning about colonization and settlement, life in colonial America, the road to revolution, the American Revolution, a new nation, that's us, the United States, settling west, like where Arizona and out west is with the cowboys and the yeehaw. The Civil War, which was very important and a very big part of our history that we're still working through today with racism. And then the industrialization of the United States. Also very important because without the Industrial Revolution, we wouldn't have many of the things we have today, like railroads and steel and cars and etc. So very important. Awesome. So this is a great list. These are some of our units we'll be doing. Hopefully we'll be able to get to all of them. I'm going to try my best, and we're going to have fun on the way there. Next, we have something that's important about social studies. Let me move my little camera real quick. There we go. So this is important. It says important on the slideshow. Why is it important again? Because social studies is a really important subject, you guys. It's not just about old stuff and dead famous people. There are 3 reasons why social studies is important. 1, we're living history. That means that history isn't just in the past. It's not all about old stuff and dead famous people. We're not just learning about George Washington and Mount Rushmore and the Civil War and the Industrial Revolution because we're required to. We're learning about it because our past affects our future. So right now, for example, 2020 has been wild, right? So many crazy things have happened. We have had COVID-19, Kobe Bryant died. We have had a lot of social justice protests and riots, and just there's so many important things that are happening in this year. So you are all living through a really awesome, actually this year hasn't been awesome, but you're living through a time period that's going to go down in history. Your future kids are going to probably learn about this in their history book. So it's really cool that you're living in history right now. Next, social justice. Throughout history, there have been people who fought for their rights and stood up for others. This is happening right now. Social justice is an issue that has been really prevalent throughout our history, and it should be prevalent today. So we're going to learn more about what we can do as citizens to help fight for others' rights and to be mindful and informed of what's going on in the world, but also realize that just because we're small and because we're one person doesn't mean our voice can't make a difference. Lastly, make a difference. This is such an important part of social studies, about history. I mean, if Rosa Parks hadn't decided to not give up her seat, she wouldn't have made such a huge difference in changing the laws with where people sat on buses. She was one person. Martin Luther King Jr., he made a huge difference because of what he believed in. People who invented a car, that was one person who came up with the idea. Thomas Edison and the light bulb, another really great example. Each of you have the power to change the world, but in order to change the world, we must learn from our mistakes.